another episode of A State of Loud. I'm your host, Christopher Jefferson, and it is another beautiful, wonderful day. Super happy to be here with you guys as always. And you know the man, the myth, the legend, the one behind the keyboard with the keys, the editing skills himself, Mr. YouTube, the one and only AJX Beast in the building, ladies and gentlemen. AJ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, another day, another dollar,
Yeah.
another episode.
Yes, sir. Another day, another episode. I see you got that fresh FTB merch on.
Gotta represent the brand, man.
I appreciate it. I like it. I respect it. I like it. I like it.
Hey, big shout out to Project 201, Coach Kels, for hooking the brother up.
Oh, doing a little bit of the work.
Yep.
Good, man. Always happy to see that. Always happy to see getting out here, building your brand as always, man. You made some amazing things in this channel happen. So why not offer it to the people?
Exactly.
Right? Why not offer it to the people, man? But we got definitely a jam-packed show involved with you guys tonight. This topic is, I guess, kind of near and dear. It's all near and dear. I only talk about what's on my mind and what we talk about, right? So it wouldn't be us here talking about nonsense. But I feel like this topic is relevant because we live in a world where our attention span is constantly being sought after right now, right? We have supercomputers in our hands. We are not necessarily taught how to balance our emotions and to handle things in life in the best ways all the time. And that doesn't mean that people are wrong in doing so. We're just human beings trying to figure out how to live life and how we're supposed to be and what we want to be and what we want to do and who we want to be, right? And there's no wrong in that. That's one of the big things I learned is no normal. So with that being said, I think our topic today is going to be the power of being present. The power of being present, right? I say this because we live in an era now where the term anxiety and depression are almost synonymous with each other, right? There's a lot of people that say I suffer from anxiety and depression. There's some people that just say, oh, I have high functioning anxiety or I have extreme depression. Those are all real feelings that people feel just through everyday activity, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be something diagnosed with. It could be something temporary, right? You lose a family member, you lose a loved one, you lose anyone close to you. You're going to be a little depressed for a while, right? You're going to grieve them. It may not be depression, but you're going to grieve. You have something to do at school. You have a report due for work. You have a big presentation. You're an athlete and you got to perform in the championship game. You're going to have a little anxiety. You're going to be a little nervous we'll worry about what's going on. And I feel like these are just natural parts of life that we have to come to adjust to. But in a sense, just thinking about it recently, I feel like we're looking at them in a manner of overcomplexity, right? But the diagnosis keeps it simple, but the word in which itself and pulling it back is a little bit much. And I think a lot of people have kind of dissected it a bit, but I'm going to give my 2 cents. And by all means, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not a licensed psychologist. I'm not any of those licensed things. I haven't gone to school for psychology. I've done an extensive studies myself, and I do work in social services. So I'm privy to learning a lot of this knowledge, but do a lot of the self analysis myself and read a lot of books and research on my own. So remember, this show is for entertainment and information purposes only. We're not out here debunking nor saying that things aren't false or fact or not. That's not where we're here to argue. We're here to get you to learn, listen, and to question things, to learn more about yourself and your life around you. But diving into it, right? So what got me on this subject was I was literally taking a shower, and I'm sitting here. I'm feeling stressed, but I'm also feeling down. And I'm like, this is crazy. How am I feeling these things all at once, right? I understand, like, if you're tired, especially when I'm tired, it's not as easy to regulate my emotions. I will, and you guys out there probably have felt this too. You get really tired, the stress in which you feel is way worse. You get tired, the sadness that you may feel is way worse. You at that point, your body's like, we don't have the energy to distract ourselves or to focus our time on something else besides healing these emotions. You're going to feel all this. And I'm like, what's going on, man? Why am I feeling like really worried about things or anxious? And I'm like, you're in the shower right now and you're thinking about everything else except this shower. Like, you're in a shower. It's literally one of the only places I can get some me time, right? For most of us, that may be the only area of privacy. For some, that's not even the area of privacy, right? I'm just saying. You're in the bathroom. Somebody got to use the bathroom. Hey, I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while you're in the shower.
Make sure I lock that door.
He was like,
Door is
shoulda
locked.
shoulda went someplace else. But for not everyone has that, right?
True.
And I thought about that heavily because if we look at life as we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we're going into the spiritual world with this a little bit. Big shout out to Kai and Dell for opening that can of
Big
worms
shout
for
out
that
to them.
episode. Big shout out to them. Doing well. If we are just spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? And there's three parts of us. There's the mind, the body, and the soul, right? If your mind is thinking about something elsewhere, you're ahead of yourself, you're worrying about the day, you can't really be present. So I look at it as like the soul is neutral. It's always present. It's always in a singular state of here now. Doesn't look forever everywhere, right? So if your soul is permanently here, present at all time, your mind can wander. It's really what we say, our mind wanders. So in that moment, you're thinking of something else, something down the road, something ahead of you. It may be a good thought, maybe a bad thought, it could be a scary thought, whatever it is, it's ahead of you. If your mind is ahead of you and your soul is in the present state, it and their natural desire is to be one. You're going to get that feeling of you have to do something, almost like you need to chase something. That fight or flight. Like I'm amped up to
now.
yeah, I amped up to do something. That is where I think that feeling of anxiety comes from. Is that the mind is ahead of where the body and the soul are, and they're just trying to catch up. So they're chasing, they're running. It's like if you ever tried to catch the bus and you were like a minute late and you see it rolling down the street and you're like, I could catch it. So you start running down the street. You like, I know it's gonna stop in the next couple blocks. I could get it. And that's what anxiety kind of feels like. Like, oh my God, no one, if I don't go now, I may not get this. Oh no, and that's a fear. Oh no, even worse, anxiety. No, I don't want to mess up. I'll go, right? And FOMO. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to fail. You want to do well. And I honestly think that's where we sit when it comes to anxiety. I don't necessarily. I think it is fear driven, fear of failure, fear of messing up, but it's only fear in the future. It's not fear now because fear now is danger. We're sitting in this room and I don't know, something unforeseen happens and we're afraid. We're afraid now. We're not afraid for fear of later. It's fear now. It's danger. But anxiety is fear of the future of the unknown because your brain is conceptualizing it.
Yeah.
Depending on what your thought patterns are, it could be good or bad, right? And we say manifestation is what we focus on. So for someone out there that's constantly looking for the bad and they keep getting towards the bad and they feel it and they expect it now, be mindful, right? Now let's go down to I'm going to ask you some questions, AJ, but I want to go backwards to the other end of this before I do. Now, depression, right? Depression is sadness. What does it feel like to be sad? To be depressed? Have you ever been depressed before?
Have I? I'm not sure.
That's a legit answer, though.
Not sure.
Not sure.
I've been sad.
Been sad.
Been angry.
Not sure if it's depression.
Yeah. I try not to label.
Don't know where the level is, right?
Exactly.
It's an interesting piece, right? When does sadness turn to depression, right? But from what we know clinically about depression, some of the symptoms are you're not motivated. You can't get out of bed. You don't want to do things. You do have a feeling of just gloom and doom a little bit. It's unpleasant. And it can wreak havoc on people's lives. But if you're, for other better terms, if you're feeling down, depressed, and sad about something, usually it's because you're reflecting on something in the past. Right? It's very rare that you're depressed about the future. I mean, you can worry about the future, but if you worry about the future, what feeling is that?
That's fear.
Fear, which is what? Physical response.
Yeah.
Anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So I think depression's on the other end. Depression is where your mind is behind you, thinking in the past. And again, your body and your soul want to keep moving forward in progression of time and stay present. But sadness and depression are like anchors. So as the mind and the body fight to stay present with the ongoing movement of time, that depression is an anchor that's holding you back. And if you want to move forward, you're pulling that feeling with you. You're pulling that feeling with you.
Yeah.
And then it slows you down. Can't get out of bed. Can't do the things you need to do. Can't go to places you want to go. You have no motivation because you're using all your strength just to try to move along because that anchor's there. And that doesn't mean that you're wrong for feeling that way. I think we got to get that real clear. These feelings are real. These things you're feeling are real. Learning to be conscious of them is huge. Learning to understand them is a big thing. So you may be saying, all right, well, Mr. Chris, all right, cool. You explained anxiety, depression, whatever. Even if your theory is right, what does that mean for me? Well, that's where we get back into being present. I saw a video about meditation, and we talked about meditation before, how it's part of my practices, part of your practices, and whether you've meditated out there or not, there's a lot of benefits that people claim. The biggest thing a lot of people tell me when they start meditating is, I'm going to give up. I can't do this. Like so much is running through my brain and my thoughts. I can't slow them down. There's no way I'm going to relax. This is horrible. Yeah. I understand that because let's be real here. When you're stressed and you're going and you all of a sudden have no distractions in your world except what's currently in your mind, you're going to feel everything extremely raw and vividly. You don't necessarily lose that sense of ability of feeling. It increases when the distractions go away.
Yeah.
So imagine if you were worried about your job, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you understand that you're worried about something and all the distractions go away. You're in a room by yourself. Phone goes dead. You got no one to talk to or distract you from anything. And you feel everything at once. That's extremely uncomfortable.
Phone's about to die now, actually, I think.
Huh?
It's irrelevant, but my phone's actually about to die now.
That's fine. When this airs, it'll probably not be dead. But yeah, man, it's huge in that point that like your feelings intensify.
Yeah.
The crazy part is we run from that.
Mm-hmm. They usually say the hardest thing, the things that's usually the hardest to do is the most beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you can't sit and meditate means that I'm not saying if you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it, but maybe try harder.
But what does trying harder look like for meditation?
You might have to do something differently. Put the phone in another room. I don't know.
So how about this, right? This is what has worked for me. Because you're right. That absolute feeling of like raw feeling your emotions when you're in a tense situation and like want to meditate. Oh, so you want to meditate now? I feel worse. I don't want to do this. Meditation is not basically the goal is not to clear your mind completely. Mm-hmm. The goal is to allow thoughts to flow so freely that you can let them come in. You have that thought and you can let it go, allowing you to process your emotions, your feelings for each one of the thoughts that are in your brain. Mm-hmm. Now, they say it could take anywhere from 3 to 6 months of consistent meditation to get to a point where you're consistently calm and your brain becomes clear of thought.
Yeah.
It could take even longer than that, depending on where your life is. But this is where the but is. The feeling and the power of being present, at least for me, has been extremely worth it. Because, yes, I feel things on a heightened level when they happen to me. It's no longer a delayed emotional response. But remember, a lot of those feelings are joy.
Yep.
And we don't realize in order to feel the maximum joy, you got to be able to feel everything, mm-hmm. including pain. And we don't like pain. We got literally pills called painkillers.
Crazy.
A lot of us do things to numb feeling. We drink, we smoke, we have other vices, but it takes away from our ability to feel at a heightened level. Mm-hmm. You may be missing out on some pure, high, unadulterated joy.
Oh, it's even crazier?
Talk to me.
What do they call the same drugs that we use to get away from the pain? Depressants.
So alcohol's a depressant.
Yeah. Depression. I'm depressed. Now you're drinking.
So you're numbing, but then the numbing leads to
More depression.
more depression. It's wild
Something.
because the only way to get through the forest is to acknowledge every tree.
Yep.
Feel every emotion, feel everything you have to do.
The big ones, the little ones.
And
Might
it's
even bump into a pebble or two.
at least 3.
Big ones too.
But there's some 4-leaf clovers in there.
Yeah.
there's a lot of
right next to
stuff.
those, you got the mushrooms.
Hey, not wrong though.
Hey,
Not
yes,
wrong.
amen.
But that's where I think it's extremely important to kind of realize those things of how the brain works in the world we live in. Because I'm sitting here telling you about it, but I'm not factoring in the difficulties of the world we live in, right? Because a lot of our jobs, we're in contact with it consistently.
True.
And we do have a fear that if I'm not willing to perform, somebody else will come and take my spot and take my job and my promotion was for me. Because it's scary to put those boundaries up. Extremely. You don't want to lose out, especially the opportunity you fought so hard for. And it's easy for me to sit here and say, what's meant for you is meant for you. Be patient. That is, bro. Let's be real here. How hard is that?
It's crazy.
It's the hardest part, right? To sit and be patient for something that's yours. Because all you're thinking about is that finish line, right? And the finish line is always where?
Yep.
It's ahead of you. Your mind, your body wants to be here. The work you need to do to succeed to get there is here. That time's going to come regardless. Be here. But how to be present, man. And you know what's funny? The other day I was driving home and I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, yo, why is my life so different? There's a feeling I used to have driving my car on a Friday or Saturday night. I didn't have to be going anywhere fancy. I just was dressed decently, washed my car, and just enjoyed driving around, listening to music, seeing the people and the sights. It was an amazing experience for me when I was younger.
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily view it that way. And I said, why? What am I missing that I don't get this high from something so basic as just driving my car and cruising around that I used to get when I was younger? Maybe I drive a different vehicle. Okay, that's one. Maybe the streets are different. Okay, possibly. Not really. And I realize it's because my cell phone is sitting on a clip in my dash.
Go.
Consistently distracting me or pulling me away from being present. Easily and acceptably, right? How many drivers do we see now you see scrolling through the gram at a traffic light?
A lot.
How many people you see driving with YouTube videos on?
Man almost got smacked by somebody that was doing that.
What are we doing, AJ? Stay out of the streets, AJ. Stay inside.
The streets is what raised me. I was raised.
No comment at all. No comment at all. I can't deny nor affirm any of that. Oh, man. But I feel like that is such a point, man. And I realized I was like, bro, I'm so distracted. I can't appreciate any of the nuance of being here doing the things I love. Like, what do I remember from those moments when I was a kid? The feel of the wind, the smell of the air, the music, every little car, the nuances, the sound, the look, the smell, the time of day. I remember every little thing so vividly. And I'm like, no, now, if I want that dopamine hit of enjoying my moment in time, it's a scroll away. So accessible to everybody. It's nearly impossible to be present. Even if your phone's off, if it's in the same room as you, you're going to think about it.
It's done.
It pulls you away even if it's not on. And that's where I kind of said to myself, like, maybe I don't want a car like phone holder. Maybe I don't need all that.
Wow.
I just need to go a little bit.
Think about it. Even like, just sorry to throw you off a little bit.
No, please.
But even when it comes to just finding locations, remember how it felt with getting lost?
Bro, I was about to go on it. You was already on my mind.
Like, remember that? Like, that feeling of, like, getting lost with, like, your loved ones and, like, your family?
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Like, trying to
For the most part.
Yeah, trying to use the signs and find your way back to, look at the New York sign. That's how you get back. Yeah.
Maps.
MapQuest.
Google Maps. Remember when you used to go places without using maps?
Yeah.
Because you just knew how to get there.
Just know how to get there.
Like, I feel like that's a freedom that we've lost. I know how to get all the places I go, and I still use a GPS simply for the fact that I want to avoid traffic.
Yeah.
If possible. See what the traffic is. Why do I need that information? I can't even be present. I'm worried about what's ahead of me again.
Crazy.
Like, and remember, say remember. You
I'm old
like
school.
there was a time where cars just had cassette players in the radio. So
Nothing
there
else.
was no
There wasn't no phones.
you either had to listen to what was on the radio or listen to tape you had
Mhm.
or a CD at one point. There was no unlimited music streaming where we were. And I'm not against technology. I love it. We have our show here. We promote here on it.
Yeah.
Like I watch YouTube more than television. I love a lot of programming that's on here.
I learned
Big shout out to the Outdoor Boys, man. I love watching that dude go camp with his sons. Like
Big shout out.
big shout out, bro. Love to come to Alaska one day. Wild times. But at the same time, like I feel like we should, as people, get to a point where we're really present.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can say this to people. Like, when was the last time, if you're listening or you're watching to this, that you spent a night with your loved ones? Could be family, friends, or your significant other, girlfriend, whatever, or boyfriend. No cell phones, no distraction. Just spent time in a room together talking, listening to music, dancing, cooking. Like I look back on my life as a kid and I said, why was everything seem so much more fun? Was the world different? I'm like, well, you only knew what was going on around you.
Yeah.
You
didn't have
only
a cell phone in front of
you
you.
only knew the hype you had around you.
Yeah.
Like like I got a question, AJ. Like when you were a teenager, did you and you hung out with your friends on a weekend?
It's not that long ago.
I'm not even old. Not even close to old. The Earth is so all this is billions of years old. And I'm like 36, right? Like it doesn't matter.
Nah.
But seriously, did you guys hang out on like a Friday? Like, did y'all call each other on the phone? Like, what did it look like?
Hanging out on a Friday, we would literally just like out of school, hang out, like boom, straight like that. Like
Yeah.
So I went to Dickinson. That was my high school, right?
Yes.
So we would literally just hop on the bus. Everybody, like the hangout spot was either on Fairmont with Dante or it was on Palisade with Neff. So we would literally just travel together, chill the whole day, just not doing homework, by the way.
Not on a
Just chilling.
Friday. You got the whole weekend.
Exactly.
You got Sunday night at 10 p.m.
Exactly. You got Monday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Man said right before
Monday,
the
first
bell.
period. You know what I'm saying?
I don't condone
Something
none
to
of
do.
this. I don't condone any of it. I don't condone any
You
of
got
it.
lunchtime.
Get your homework done. What do we cut the cameras? You need to go do homework. You may not even have any.
But yeah, so that's how the Fridays look. Like we would literally just get out of school, hop on a bus or walk, and then the rest of the day we just chill playing the game.
Chilled playing the game.
Playing the game, or if we didn't play the game, we would just talk, conversate.
Like I feel like that's the lost art, like of joking and talking,
Yeah.
questioning. Like I feel like we don't do that. Like I still love just going on walks. I remember being in
I love
college
it. I love it.
and like some of my like first dates were always walking places,
Mhm.
seeing things. Like I still remember what Hoboken was like before social media.
No.
Like I still remember going out and no one's taking pictures to put on the gram. Like that was such an
know what's
indulgent
crazy?
time.
I was here during that time.
But yet you're so young. Like I don't. But that's honestly, what am I doing with this thing? Whatever, it'll get on there. But that's honestly, like, I guess one of my wonders,
Mm.
right? If you truly want to be in a place of oneness, you're present, you're still, you got to be willing to turn off all the distractions and be okay with not having accessibility to everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
That freedom in itself is a gift, but is a gift that needs to be controlled and a gift that we individually, not anyone else, needs to be able to put boundaries on. Because it is awesome. You can look up anything, anytime, anywhere, all at once. Like it is amazing. But if you allow that massive amount of information to continuously consume and control you, you're going to be lost in what you're experiencing here.
Mhm.
Like I think about these podcasts. I'm like, what is the greatest reason I like doing podcasts? Because right now there's no cell phones. We're sitting in a room that's relatively quiet and soundproof, and we just have conversations about stuff.
Yeah.
We tape it to send to people. What did you say last time we did this? What did you say after we were done with that episode?
What did I say? Oh, gotta rewatch it back now.
Should. I'm joking. No, you said it's like therapy sometimes.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because like we
definitely
literally
is.
just sitting here talking
Yeah.
about things.
You're
we've
saying like, yeah,
experienced.
after a long day, this is actually good because it's a way of us communicating, actually releasing.
Decompression.
Decompression.
And that's another thing of giving yourself time to feel,
Mm-hmm.
like good nor bad, right? I
Yeah.
think Robert De Niro said it best. Like when things are really good, stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
Things are really bad, stay
Stay
calm.
calm.
And I really never got understood what that meant. Like, why would you not want to feel the highest highs when things are great? Because you also have to feel the lowest lows. And the only true thing you have is a center,
Prepared
right?
for those lows.
So if you want to feel the high highs, be prepared for low lows if they do happen. But peace is the singular one thing that you resort back to as your baseline. For some people, like it's easy, not for some people, just it's easy as human beings to get addicted, to winning. But I think we all realize you don't win all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be roller coasters. So you kind of just have to go with the flow and realize when things are not, you're not going your way or you're learning something, this is temporary.
Yep.
I'm here to learn something. Once I learn it, I'll be out of this emotion. Probably feel better tomorrow morning, right?
Mhm.
Then there's other things that you start winning and it's great. And like, this is amazing. I'm so happy to be here. Let me enjoy this moment. I know it's a fleeting feeling. Being present is the key to it, at least what I feel.
Mhm.
Just experiencing life in every way, shape, or form. Even this conversation makes me want to shut off my cell phone this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost feel like I just want to go sit off my cell phone, chill at home, hang with the family, cook some popcorn, like watch a movie, hang out, play a board game or something.
That might be the wave.
It might be the wave. I'm curious to see what the people out there do for fun. I'm curious, so AJ, you have nothing to do, nowhere to go, no cell phone on. What are you doing?
No cell phone on. Like we talking about like the cell phone is up, it's put away,
It's off.
or it's
It's in the dresser.
What's
You ain't seeing it for 24 hours.
Man, I'm chilling. I'd be all right. Usually what I do, I've done this a few times actually. Like I would walk Liberty Park with no phone. I'll leave it at home. Sometimes I'll jog without it too.
How freeing is that?
I'm telling it's different.
To go out and jog, travel under
No
your
music.
own means with no music, no cell phone. You have no attachment to anything else in the world. What is that initial feeling like?
It's very freeing. That's all I can say. It's very freeing. It's it's like a euphoric feeling, I should say. Like
Why do you use the word euphoric?
Because it's like it's like a release, like in a sense, a release from like imagine being chained down or something. And then you become like the next day you're free from those chains, you're free from those shackles. And that's what I would compare it to.
That's
Like,
interesting.
It's just
Free from the shackles, free from the distraction taking away from this life.
yeah.
Deep down inside, your soul wants to be present. Your life wants you to be present. But because we have so much accessibility, it's hard. And all it is, you want that.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy. It's a little heavy because I wish everyone could have that level of freedom for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. We live in a world where you have kids, you're dating, you have family, job, school, whatever. Disconnecting is increasingly difficult.
Mhm.
But you're right, that feeling, right? Because when I used to go running, if I go running with no cell phone, just out for a run, yeah, it feels like I'm doing something wrong.
Mm.
That's how freeing it is. Like I was like, oh man, this isn't right.
That's how I knew it was something that I had to do, because I felt when I didn't have it. I mean, when I did, no, yeah, it was one time I was about to go out and I was like, oh no, I need the phone. What if somebody contacts me or what if this happens? And then I felt wrong. Like it felt wrong. So that's the reason why I did it. I was
Wow.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
So you leaned into it. Like there's no reason it should feel wrong. Let's explore this.
Yeah.
I get that. You know, I kind of think like I walk every morning. I kind of feel like I'm going to start going for a walk with no phone.
Yeah. Because we did it as kids.
We did.
Like think about going to school without having your mom contact you or everybody contacting you, but you're walking to school like, all right, baby, see you later.
Seriously, get to school safe.
Yeah, get to school safe.
No worries.
We didn't have no cell phones.
No, and now we sit here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now we got
right.
trackers on each other.
Yeah, what is that? Family 360 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You see where all your friends are.
Something like that. Yeah. No, it's convenient though. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty
But
convenient.
that's kind of wild though, because like, has that created a more sense of fear towards one another
And anxiety.
and anxiety than what truly is. Because like you often hear people say, "Yo, you got to watch out. You never who could get you." But if you're constantly looking out for someone to get you, you're gonna eventually find one.
Yeah.
So is this connection to the whole world and technology like robbing us of things?
Yeah.
And is it
In a
equal
sense.
or lesser value of what it's giving us?
I would say, I would say, I want to see, because I want to say it's like completely robbing us, but I would say it's equal in a sense.
So it all boils down to how you use it.
So, yeah, it boils down to how you use it, and once again, who you are as a person.
Mm.
Because then, if you understand who you are, you wouldn't necessarily rely on or feel the need to rely on the technology that you walk around with.
Mm.
So you would be able to put down the phone. You would be able to say, okay, I could take a break today. I don't necessarily need to talk to everybody right now. Or I don't necessarily need to respond to every call that I get or respond to every text message that I receive.
But what if you don't? And you miss the
And I
big
missed the
call?
big call.
And that's the fear. And that's I guess that's the interesting part because we live in a world where that level of connectivity becomes the norm. And I think that's what worries me is like quote unquote is the quote unquote new norm. Um does it make it difficult for you to engage in a life without a cell phone?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! A yawn? Crazy.
Crazy.
It's been a day though, so I understand it, man.
That's the phone. No, I'm joking. The phone.
It could be the phone, bro. It could be the phone. It could definitely be the phone. I don't think it's a phone. I think it's just
It's
a
not the
lifestyle
phone.
at
Yeah,
this
you're just
point.
tired.
I think it's just a lifestyle at this point
Mhm.
of pushing and grinding. And that's the thing, right? Like if you're trying to succeed, your cell phone can be your tool. If you're trying to push something on marketing and social media, your cell phone is your tool. So it's like I could
Balance, but that's where balance comes in because it can also keep you from that success.
true, right? Because if
And I've
you're
been on both. I've definitely, speaking from experience and personal experience, it definitely keeps you away from, well, it can keep you away, if you're not aware of it, from you getting to where you actually need to be.
mm,
Yeah.
all right, makes sense, man. Definitely makes total sense. About the phones. I don't know. Like I'm not pro or against. I just think humanity is going through a period right now where we're finding ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's not going to be one time where we're not going to look at ourselves in humanity and not try to find ourselves. Like just to be honest here, like every decade a fad changes, a new style comes in, and as long as we try to push original thought and process, things completely keep changing.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, as much as everyone's like, we're being so innovative, and we're being so progressive, and we're doing so many things. Um, I don't know if I see the benefit of the advances we're making. Or, I mean, we are making amazing advances. Please let that be known. But are we doing it as quickly as previously before? Are we as open as we used to be? Are
Mm.
we in a place where we can say, all right, this is new information. Let me try and apply it. This may change my life.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we more or less like, nah, it's uncomfortable. Forget it.
I
Uh,
think that's what it is.
I don't want to do it. And you know what? The great thing is you can still get so many great experiences without doing anything. Movies, music, video games. You can sit in your living room,
Mhm.
and you want to train like an NBA player with the sticks. Get on that 2K, get
Yo,
yourself going. All
made
right,
me think
do the
about a
career
video I
mode.
seen the other day. With the guy, it was a guy saying that you got these 300-pound dudes cracking people in 2K, but in real life, they not moving like that on the court.
And that to me, I guess that to me is I don't know if that's a gift or a curse because I love video games. Growing up, I played every video. I loved them, man.
Yeah.
I loved video games growing up.
I still love video games. I
And
haven't touched the
movies,
PlayStation in a minute, though.
bro.
That joint collecting dust, and it was a gift.
Xbox, man. I don't know how many years.
Oh.
My subscription.
I've always been PlayStation.
I know I wasn't. I was always Xbox guy. I liked Xbox. Halo. We got some dope games.
I gotta pay for everything on there.
Well, I mean, I guess I was fortunate enough to do so. I guess I don't know what to tell you.
Yo, Xbox Live, even the free games, you got to use Xbox
It
Live.
was like $60 a year. Like to do Xbox Live
Yeah.
to get the gold membership. And I did it. It was great. Paid for
I
itself.
got PlayStation Plus, but PlayStation still allows you to play free games online.
Maybe I should give me a PlayStation.
Hey, maybe.
Who knows? We got make time for it, right? So,
Yeah.
but I think that's the part where so the video games. That's where I was growing up. I grew up in a hood in East Orange. I was on North Grove Street.
Grove Street.
Yes, sir. Brick
CJ.
Squad.
CJ. Get to
But,
the train, CJ.
Anyway, I was playing video games, and it got me to experience things outside of my community. Things in sports and stuff that I never really would have experienced because, I didn't have a whole lot of money for video games. So what I did was I bought the $10 ones and the $15 ones and the $20 ones, unless I was really feeling it. And I was like, I'm spending $40 on this game, right? Yeah. Back in the day, that was our new game prices. Not this, you buy a game and downloadable content, you spend $100 for a game. It's wild. But
that's another thing. We'll touch on that later.
But we literally, I learned about motocross and motorcycles through video games. I learned about the military through video games, whether it was true or not. I learned about car racing of all kind through video games, car modifications through video games. I learned about so many experiences in my life: airplanes, helicopters, roller coaster tycoon, how to design roller coasters, right?
I know that game.
A railroad tycoon, how to develop a railroad across the nation, bro. I learned so much of these things around the world. Tractor simulator. No, I've never did Tractor Simulator. Now I'm curious at this point. But I learned so much through video games and trying new things. But now that I'm older, it left me with just not as satisfied because I want to go out and do that.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I want to go out and race cars. I want to get that feeling of what it's like to be there for real. I encourage anyone to get out and try anything that's on a video game. We as humans have an infinite amount of power to do the things we want as long as we put our mind to it and are consistent. And I think we undermine ourselves with that power, of what we truly can do out there. Just because maybe we had somebody tell us we couldn't, somebody tell us that we shouldn't, or maybe we just had one too many no's and we were like, nah, I'm done for the day. And I kind of think we need to change that a little bit. I kind of think we need to change that. The good question is how. I think we just got to do stuff. Because this is where in my mind, I think it's a round robin. And I'm rambling today, but I'm just trying to put these thoughts out there because to me, it seems so simple. But for so many, it's extremely difficult. And I understand why. Because if you grew up in a world where you could get gratification without putting physical effort towards it, why would you look for anything else? This is why I don't get mad at the youth. People go, this generation don't want to work. No, they want to work. They just don't want to do the things you want them to do. And then for the ones that don't want to work, it's probably because they're receiving the rewards from working or something close to it without actually having to do full on work. But in reality, your blessings come through work. Satisfaction in life you want comes through work. And even when you win your prize, the prize only is sweet because of the work you put in.
Yeah.
So it sounds like in the day you got to put up and do the work.
Yeah, you still gonna have. I feel like a lot of because I noticed that with a lot of parents. And once again, this is coming from experience. A lot of parents, they will look at you and say, "Oh, you're not tired. You're not stressing." Maybe comparing your to how you are to how they might have felt when they came from work, and they're looking at you thinking or assuming that because you're not super tired or because you're not super stressed out that you weren't working. Right?
You're not tired like me, so you must have didn't work as hard as I did today.
Yeah. And then they compare that, they compare that to them, and then it's like, nah, I was working, I just wasn't doing what you were doing. Still working, still putting in hours. I'm tired. I might not show it like how you showing it, but I'm still feeling the same way you feeling. I had to put this plan together. I had to put this edit together. You know what I'm saying? I had to go out and actually network. you know? So you never look at a person and think they're not working because they're not super tired or because they might look like they're sitting in and not doing anything, but
Mm.
you never know what a person is truly going through when the door is closed. So
That's facts.
yeah.
That's so facts, man, because like it's so facts that you don't know what a person is going through when the doors close.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if things are gonna get better, worse, if they're in a good spot or not. You're just observing what they're doing and what they're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always fair because we don't know how much people actually hide.
Yep.
This is wild, AJ. Pretty wild assumption to really make about each other as human beings. Because it's really, truly is amazing how much we don't know about each other because we won't converse about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think that boils down to the fear of self and each other.
I
And
think I think a lot of us would converse if we knew that the person that we were conversing with would listen.
yeah, it's fear of not being heard, though.
Or fear, yeah.
Because now I'm not going to talk to you because I don't know if I'm going to be listening. And so many relationships are like that. Again, it's fear,
That is true.
right? How many
True.
people out there don't go talk to somebody out there interested in dating simply because they're worried if they're going to say yes or no or not?
I wasn't scared. I'm sorry. I just had to.
He's like, my name is AJ Beefs. I have no fear.
Hey.
This is not a problem for me.
Hey.
No, but we often don't make the leap because of it. We often don't make the leap because of it.
Mhm.
And when we, in reality, you have nothing to lose except for not trying.
Mm-hmm.
So why not change into it? So yeah, why not meditate and keep going, even if it's uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Why not move to a new area? Why not get a new job? Why not read a book? Why not hang out with that one friend? Why not?
Why not put down the banana smoothie vape? Is that bad? Nobody knows what you're talking about.
So specific.
Nobody.
Like, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
Hey, get him to watch the video. That'd be good.
I'm done. I'm done. I love how you put Easter eggs in here. You're ridiculous. You have to edit this. It's gonna sing.
Yes.
Oh man, but I mean, it's
in
just
that
been a
part.
heavy day today. I think it's just been a heavy day with a lot of these thoughts and procedure and emotions. And I bring it up because like for a while I was stressing, man. I have a lot going on. And for the first time in a long time, I still have even more going on, but I'm more calm now. And it's because I'm not worried about the next thing. It's because I'm not stressing about it. And if my mind starts going that direction, I immediately stop myself and say, look around, stop and what is going on around you? What are you doing? Be here. Like if I want to be someplace else, like genuinely want to be someplace else and not where I want to be, then it lets me know I don't need to be in this place. It doesn't mean I need to leave immediately. If I go to a place and I never feel good there, I gotta leave it. Is this not a part of my, and that's the difference between being uncomfortable and not feeling good. Because you can be uncomfortable in a new role at your job, having to grow into it and change. That's one thing. Not feeling good being there means there's no benefit of you being here. It's not helping you learn and grow towards something, and you don't see it feeding you, then maybe you need to move. Otherwise, just because it's difficult, stay in place, learn and grow, get better. Even if you don't, this is not your long-term job, whatever you're learning there is going to help propel you into the next place. So you got to be willing to stick it out. You got to be willing to go, be a little uncomfortable, rock out, do it anyway, and have fun.
Yeah.
Literally it. Literally it. Going with the flow. I know we talk about that, but is life really that simple? Go with the flow, keep a positive mindset, do things that are uncomfortable,
It can.
stay present, stay focused, create and have fun.
It can be.
Can it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna see.
We should. You know what we should do? We should get people that grew up in the country, people that grew up in the city, to sit together.
That's so interesting.
Because I'm telling you, I feel life is super. Because and I would say this only because I did grow up in the city. That I feel like we tend, especially living in the city, it's a little more fast paced.
Very
We
much.
tend to overcomplicate a lot of things.
Mm.
Like all right, how we're gonna get this next meal, how we're gonna provide for our families, um, bills what bills we need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have somebody that's in the country, right? They're not thinking about the same things that we're thinking about. They're thinking about how, okay, what crops I need to fix up, or like little things, nothing crazy. But they're
Because
not. Yeah,
the journey is a little bit longer, so you got to be a little more precise
yeah.
with your time. There's no more guessing work.
hmm
That is right. Like we don't
They
ever
get to actually
think,
sit with themselves a lot more too.
oh yeah. Think about it. If you have a 45 minute to hour drive home,
hmm
how much more about time is that for you to sit in your thoughts?
Yeah,
If your nearest food store is 15 to 20 minutes away, how much more time is to sit with your thoughts? If you have open fields of grass and lakes and mountains just chilling, how much more time are you with your thoughts? And you know what gets me about it is like we now are diving into so much more options of stimulation, but the greatest of inventions that we've had in this world were doing times where we perceived none of them to exist.
exactly.
Like look at Mozart and Beethoven. No cell phones, no
No
social
cell phones.
media, but they were out here just
hmm
dun dun dun, right? Where'd that come from? Back in the day, look at these oil paintings that
They,
you see in museums.
they were tattooed.
Humans, bro. I have no distractions except this one thing that I love, and I'm going to be a painter.
Hey, back to what Nevin said. Just imagine how great we would actually be. There was no um like extra or outside stimulants.
No, I don't necessarily agree.
What was it? Was it outside stimulants, or I forgot how you worded it?
Because I think having stimulants is good. Think about
Mm.
they still party
Well, some
drank and all that stuff back there. They had stimulants, it was just different.
Mm.
And what you have to realize is like technology still has a lot good in it.
Mm.
It's just how you use it.
True.
Because think about it. I can share my song with someone that doesn't live near me. There are people out here watching this show aren't even close. I know we had like one episode we
Is
had
that fear of
like
you trying to protect the technology?
me. I mean, it's a podcast. I
I was
don't
like,
know how else we're gonna write
That's true. That's true.
newspapers or something. AJ,
The
People
Jersey
reading it
Journal?
like, oh,
Oh, yeah, they stopped that, right?
everyone, welcome back.
They stopped the Jersey Journal,
I
right?
don't think so. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Yo,
But I can tell you this: like technology still has good. You can share
Yeah,
information in a bigger
true.
place. But I think when we become engulfed in it, when we don't use it as a tool, but we more or less start letting it be just a means of
Consume us.
consumption,
Yeah.
just in consumption.
Mm.
Like you can do both. You can consume and build, and I think that's great.
Mhm.
But I think when it's a one-way street,
Balance.
you kind of get
That's true.
lost, right?
It's true.
You kind of get lost.
Can't have yin without the yang. So
Yeah, because I do
That's
think
yeah.
I do
I agree.
think that there's a lot to learn from doing nothing.
Mhm.
But I think there's also a lot to learn in experiencing life.
Mm.
Many comedians say, you ever listen to some comedians that go on tour and then like their jokes start just being talking about hotels and airports and traffic and hotel food and stuff because their life has now only revolved around tour life as a comedian and doing stand up. And it's why a lot of the bigger comedians take time off because like you have to go and live life to have stories to tell.
Mm.
So I think we do need time off where we can just live and consume and enjoy. But I also think like when you're trying to grind, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it. Just for a little bit, even just a little bit a day, man. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing. And it helps you stay present. You're not worrying about what's going over here, who's liking that, who's talking that. Like people go, "Oh, I'm about to check out the comments." I'm like, "You're jumping into other people's conversations."
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
I didn't even know. So I was inside Pizza Masters earlier today, and I looked at the TV screen. I didn't look at the news. I don't know in how long.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Channel 7 came on. I found out OJ died.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know that.
That's
and
wild.
Everybody was telling me that they found out through
social media.
And I was like, I wasn't even on my phone. Like,
Information travels.
yeah, it's
Wild,
crazy.
right? That infrastructure.
Wow.
Yeah, OJ Simpson. I think he was 67 years old. He passed with because of cancer.
Actually, the other way around. 76, I believe.
76. Yeah, 76. Yeah, wild. May he rest in peace. Okay. Sheesh. But you're right. Information. Now, how did that affect your day going from there?
The same thing.
Same thing. But did you get any comments? Did you be able to talk to people about it?
Nah, I just looked at it. I was like, oh, OJ died.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, man. Like,
So, I mean, I'm not trying to solve the problem of social media and cell phones. I'm just trying to tell people be present, with the things you love in life, man.
Yeah.
If just do that, whatever it is you love, dedicate like an hour of the day without any interruption doing it.
Yeah.
See how you feeling it. See how you like start liking and enjoy it. You like drawing? Draw for you don't even start an hour. Start with 15 minutes. Draw for 15 minutes in that day with no distractions.
Yeah.
Then do that for a week. And then after a week, bump it up from 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Mm-hmm.
Work your way up in 5 to 10 minute increments till you can go an hour without your cell phone. See how good you get.
And you could challenge yourself. I remember that those videos that they used to have, it was like the artist would have, it was like a 5-minute drawing, 15-minute drawing, and like an hour drawing, something like that. Do that. Challenge yourself. Make it fun. If you're gonna put your own way,
you gotta learn. You gotta try. Get on any
spice it up.
We say all the time, but
make it sexy. As the homie Tyson would say.
Make it sexy.
Yeah, make it sexy.
All that hot chocolate. Big shout out to him.
Yo, big shout out to Tyson.
Big shout out to Big Tyson. But I think that's it for the show. I don't really want to complicate it. I feel like we tend to try to dive in and find something deeper. This week isn't like that. This week, I just want to talk about being present. Be in the moment.
Present.
Be in the moment. Feel the love between you and your significant other. Hug your children. Hug your family. Hug your friends.
Yeah.
Just be in that moment of the love and be grateful that they're there. You probably have so much in your life to be thankful for, but you need to ask yourself, am I present enough? Am I still enough to truly allow myself to engage in the process of feeling all these emotions from the things happening to me? Or am I just moving along? Because if you are just moving along, you might miss something.
Real.
But with that being said, AJ, I feel like we done slabbered.
That was
thumb slapper a lot.
Was good.
Was it?
That was good.
I was out here just flinging it. I'm a little tired, but oh well, who cares?
It's all good, man.
Just because I think presence important. That's it. I don't want to be a broken record. I'm going to be a broken record.
Like we said, we agreed that each show is going to be raw. So
each show is going to be raw.
I don't know if one can, but it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Say what?
I'm joking.
They're going to know what you said because I'm like, I'm not going to go back and watch it, but no, I think it's super important, man. And I hope you guys at home think it's important too. AJ out here saying something wild. He's probably going to edit it out.
Nah, I just say he was not enough on can. That's all.
Me?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's fine.
I caught myself.
That's what I'm saying is wrong.
I caught myself like, am I nodding off to my own words? Or am I what kind of consciousness am I having?
Yo.
I was like, oh man.
He tried to hit the 5D, man.
Bro. Man, what? Brain wanted to do something else. Sheesh. Maybe I'm just that tired.
Yeah.
Need to go process. Need to sit down. I really do, man. I can go sit down and process. So I'm going to go sit down and process and relax for a little bit. I hope you guys do the same. Even if that means just sitting in a room with no distractions and you lay on your bed and just breathe and let your thoughts go in whatever directions and just be present. That's still a good way of feeling your emotions, being present and being in the moment. You're going to thank yourself later for that. Keep giving to yourself, take care of yourself, do things that make you happy. And that's all about it. AJ, anything you want to left off with the people?
Hey, like we said, just be present. Be present. Take your time. If you're watching this, go hug somebody that you love. Go hug a loved one. Go love yourself. Go love your loved one. Go hug your family member. Go hug your mom. Hug your dad. Because hey, tomorrow's not promised.
Facts.
So live.
Facts.
Live.
Because all you got is right now.
Yep, all you got is right now. Just live.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, me nodding off halfway through the episode, still talking wild out my side of my mouth. We're going to ask you to like. We're going to ask you to subscribe. We're going to ask you to hit that bell. Get notified whenever we have shows on. We love you guys to come back.
Comment what you think.
You let us, comment what you think on the show. If there's any topic you want us to cover or want my opinion or AJ's opinion, just let us know. We're open to different topics. Yeah. We usually just talk about what comes to our minds, and we want to know what's on your minds. Couple more shows. We're gonna have some more guests coming up, bringing some more interesting people back that we can get their perspective in here, and just continue talking about life, man. So, without further ado, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always,
yes.
Nothing but love. Peace.